Today we're going to talk about the light reaction in photosynthesis. So our goals today explain the reactants, products, and location of the light reaction. I do have all these highlighted because sometimes we go through all of them in a single day. So this is the light reaction. First thing we're going to write down, photosynthesis takes place in the chloroplast. The chloroplast is this little green footballs inside of plant cells, and they are what make plants green. Here's a picture of chloroplasts under the microscope. You can see they look green. They're inside of this plant cell. And if we zoom in, they actually look kind of like little ovals, and you can see some lines in them. Those lines correspond, we have a cartoon drawing here, with these little stacks. So this is kind of like a 3D picture here. So we have names for these different parts inside of the chloroplast. We're going to write them down on our sheet. So first of all, the liquid inside the chloroplast is called the stroma. So the chloroplast has its own kind of like cytoplasm. This is called stroma. Each little pancake is called a thylakoid, and it's a little membrane. We're going to learn that some of the steps for photosynthesis happen here. And then an entire stack of thylakoid membranes is called a grana, or sometimes you'll hear it called a granum. It just depends on if it's singular or plural. It's one of those weird words that has a different ending if it's singular versus plural. So these are just words you're going to have to memorize. They're kind of funny words. They don't really make a lot of intuitive sense, but we'll talk about them more when we talk about light and dark reaction here. So these chloroplasts are green because they have chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the green stuff. It's a molecule, and it's a pigment. Pigment means it's a molecule that gives something color. So it absorbs sunlight energy and gives plant their green color. You can see it's made of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, magnesium, just like lots of other molecules inside of plants and humans. So when we take a look at chlorophyll, chlorophyll can absorb some colors of light better than others. According to this graph, which colors absorb the most light? Red and blue are absorbed best by the chloroplast. So the chlorophyll and chloroplasts absorb red and blue the best. And the reason for this is because most plants are red and blue. Most plants are green. Most plants are green, which green is in the middle here. When something is green, it's reflecting green light off. If it's reflecting, then we can't use that for photosynthesis. So here's a picture. Here's a green leaf. We have red and blue going in, getting absorbed, which is great because then we can use it for photosynthesis. The green bounces off. So whatever color something is, that color of light is bouncing off of it. So you're going to write down this bullet point. Chlorophyll absorbs red light and blue light best. Yellow and green are the worst because many leaves are yellowish green. All right, so the photosynthesis happens in two steps. The first step is called the light reaction, and this is because it requires sunlight. So this uses the sun's energy to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. If you remember from our activity, we started with waters. We used our scissors. We said the scissors represented the sun, cut them apart into H's, and then we paired up the oxygens. So we started with 12 waters. We had 24 H's left over and we made 6 pairs of oxygens. And because we were splitting a molecule, we ended up with some extra energy. This wasn't anything we cut out, but we were just saying that we knew we had it. You're not going to be responsible for writing this equation, but you do need to know what the light reaction is. The light reaction, because it requires light and chlorophyll, happens in the green part of the chloroplast, and the green parts are the thylakoids. So these are membrane discs inside of the chloroplast.